Welcome back from Boston, USA. Hit the like.
Welcome back to the channel, you crypto maniacs. Bitcoin neared a critical breakout point today as the Bitcoin bulls seek to flip resistance into support, but a rejection at the 49,400 is slowing the king's roll. This week, we had some recent bullish news fueling major FOMO as Wells Fargo revealed that it has recently partnered with NYDIG to launch a Bitcoin fund. And that pushed us up past the critical zone at 45,600. Bitcoin is now trading at close to 49K, recovering from its brief dip down to 43,900 2 days ago. The next zone of resistance came in at around 47,200. Right here. And, this has been a bearish wall that Bitcoin failed to break yesterday, testing the zone in this recent consolidation. On the third attempt, Bitcoin finally broke through and hit resistance at the 48.7. And that's right where we are now, and that just appears to be our local high right now. Around we actually printed a local high at around 49,300 following that. So the weekly MACD has been in the negative zone for over 11 months and has finally flipped positive last week, offering us a classic bullish divergence and a clear sign that this impulsive bullish move is just getting started. Theories permeated social media this week as many speculators are predicting 2021 to be a double bubble year in which the King coin would hit a new local peak soon. And that is a pattern that mimics the 2013 bull run. So we are currently experiencing some resistance here, but nothing too major. We will see where this takes us, and I do believe Bitcoin is going to continue to climb. Heading over to the Cardano chart today, just looking, pretty magnificent, if I do say so. So I'm going to jump into some higher time frames. I want to talk about this cup and handle pattern real quick. But Cardano is, it's one of the many projects that has been gaining a lot of momentum this year. And now that the project's long-awaited smart contract capabilities are on the verge of becoming a reality, the token is on a rampage, setting all time highs and aiming for some of the highest price action the project has ever seen. After bottoming a low of around $1.02 on July 20th, the price of Cardano has surged over 140% to a multi-week high at around 258 earlier yesterday. So with smart contracts becoming a revolutionary force in the blockchain industry, they have not only enabled the creation of decentralized finance protocols, but have opened the door to NFTs, non-fungible tokens, which are much more than a new form of carrying out transactions without the need for an intermediary. In fact, one of the more intriguing developments for Cardano is how this project will have an enormous NFT ecosystem. Non-fungible tokens are the top trend in crypto today, and Cardano is poised to dominate that market in the coming months and years. Even though Cardano's blockchain won't have smart contract functionality until September 12th, 2021, there are some intriguing projects already available on Cardano, such as Kids, NFT DAO, Professor Cardano, and Love Ada. Once the ecosystem gains support for smart contracts, users can expect users can expect NFT features and projects to keep rolling. Keep a lookout for a new native wallet capable of displaying NFTs, which will be an announcement that will spell bullish favor for the Cardano ecosystem, because I do not believe there is one in existence at this point. High gas fees and slow transactions makes Ethereum vulnerable to losing developers and market share to Cardano. For Ethereum DeFi developers, Cardano can provide an alternative solution that is very easy to migrate to with the Cardano's ERC20 converter. Which will allow any token on the Ethereum blockchain to seamlessly move over to Cardano. And with Cardano's gigantic loyal community base, that may be just too tempting to resist, especially since gas fees and transaction speeds will be much better on the Cardano blockchain. Looking at the ADA chart, the first thing we notice is that the 50-day moving average is now pointing upward after being on a downslope for roughly 2 months. And but the most important indicator is that ADA is showing a distinct cup and handle formation on the daily time frame. The cup and handle pattern can be seen on the chart from between May 14th and Monday, August 16th, while the handle is seen in the recent price dip and recovery from Monday to Wednesday. So let me pull this out a little bit for us so we can kind of get a better glimpse of that cup and handle pattern right here. So this cup and handle. So I'm looking at this right here. So nice sweeping cup and handle. And the cup and handle is considered a bullish signal, with the right-hand side of the pattern typically experiencing lower trade volume. The pattern's formation may have an average duration as short as 7 weeks or as long as 65 weeks. So after the high forms on the right side of the cup, there is a pullback that forms the handle. And we can see that here, which started on August 13th and bottomed out on August 18th. And the handle is the consolidation before the breakout and can retrace up to 1/3 of the cup's advance. So the price target following the breakout can be estimated by measuring the distance from the right top of the cup to the bottom of the cup and adding that number to the buy point. The buy point is where the price breaks out or moves upward through the old point of resistance on the right side of the cup. So as we can see here, the breakout should occur with increased volume, and we do have increased volume. So Cardano is in price discovery mode. Where it stops, nobody knows, but I'm going to tell you what. I am going to be estimating the Cardano surge, this next impulsive wave, and I'm going to do it right here, right now for you on this channel, is $5.01.8. That's it. That's what I'm saying. So I do believe that this cup and handle pattern is going to see a major surge. And I'm not saying that this is going to go straight up and there's not going to be any dip, any resistance or anything. But, over the course of the next few months, we are going to hit this $5 mark. I am very confident of that. Obviously, pending on market circumstances such as Bitcoin, the SEC, the CFTC, all FinCEN, all of those happy-go-lucky fellas that want to shut us down. But the Cardano Foundation and IOHK, I did want to mention this. Let me pull this up real quick right here. The Cardano Foundation and IOHK are hosting the 2021 Cardano Summit, where a mix of virtual and live events from around the world will be held on September 25th and 26th, 2021. And the whole world is invited. It's free, and you can register by following a link tweeted by the Cardano community on Twitter yesterday. So, or you can just go to summit.cardano.org. and register right here. So yeah, so join us. Come have a good time. So I did want to go back to the charts, and I want to just take a quick look at one of my favorite projects. So yeah, I do want to talk a little bit about CKB today. So I was taking a quick look at the CKB chart. And I think I'm going to pull up a little bit of a higher time frame so we can get a better understanding of what's going on here. So IOHK and the Cardano team are working on cross-chain bridging with Nervos Network to allow users to transfer assets between the blockchains and to conduct transactions interchangeably. So super exciting for the Nervos project and for the Cardano team. The Nervos Common Knowledge Base, or CKB as the token is called, is a proof of work protocol that is focused on interoperability. It allows users to keep any crypto asset in a secure, permissionless environment. Users of the Nervos platform will be able to create native assets on Cardano and port them across the blockchains. Developers on Nervos and Cardano will gain access to features that will enable them to expand their dApps. So I believe that we are going to see a huge surge in Nervos Network's development in the coming months. The Nervos token, the CKB, gained over 100% since the bottom on July 21st right here, printing a local high at 1.6 cents, retracing and now climbing its way back up through the ranks. The closest support lies at the 1.37, and that is just right here where we saw this resistance. I'm going to pull a line for that because there is a significance to this price right here. And let me just find that. And I'm just going to pull this. So, it's not accurate, but it's about 1.3 cents or 1.35, whatever you want to call it. But there is some historical significance with this zone. This zone holds historical significance dating back to February 27th. So all the way back here where it was a major point of resistance. CKB got rejected at this zone, but made another attempt at it on March 10th. And then finally breaking through the zone and surging more than 220% up to the peak, which came in at around April 1st. So that was, pretty impressive. The total gains during that one impulse wave were more than 330% from the bottom here to the peak. So very, very impressive move by the Nervos CKB token. So on May 21st, during the major market crash, CKB fell more than 70% and fell through the 1.3 cent mark right here. Like it wasn't even there, but CKB had a brief relief rally that took it back up to the 1.7 price mark, and and finally settled back down on the 1.3 cent, testing it as support here, and we tested actually for almost a month. And again on a month later, on June 28th. The 1.3 cent price acted as resistance just following Bitcoin's third wave of consolidation on June 28th. So we've seen that here where we fell right through. Bitcoin had another dump, and then CKB tried to get back up there, and we hit this same zone as resistance. And here we are this week where CKB managed to break through the 1.3 cent mark and tested in an RS flip about 3 days ago. So what we see now is a strong bounce as CKB looks to revisit its all-time highs at around 4.4 cents. So Nervos has some exciting new developments that we are going to talk about after some of the market news. So stick around. We're going to jump into Polyjuice, Godwoken, and Forcebridge. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that today. I know I briefly introduced that in one of my previous videos, but I wanted to just take a little bit of a deeper dive into what these solutions are and what we can expect when they are finally released in the very near future. So, Liquid Global announced on Twitter yesterday that they had a hack to their warm wallets, and apparently the hacker managed to steal Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tron, and XRP. Liquid said it's moving all of its assets into cold storage wallets and suspended deposit and withdrawal services. The exchange also said they're currently tracing the movement of the assets and working with other exchanges to freeze and recover the funds. In another article, Dmitry Buterin says Vitalik joining Dogecoin board may turn Doge into a better coin. Vitalik's daddy tweeted that his Ethereum founder's son is going to have fun with joining the board at Dogecoin, with Mark Cuban and Elon Musk recently partnering to blast Twitter crosstalk on the capability of Doge to become a preferred payment system. It appears Vitalik is also joining in the efforts to hype up the coin. Dogecoin mints around 10,000 coins every minute, and this inflationary feature has turned away many speculative investors. During the recent dip, Doge lagged behind many other projects as recovery began to reshape the charts. It does seem to me that whales have a lot on the line, and they are bringing out the big guns to pump up the price. Not only the big guns, but big personalities. While I will probably ride this gravy train, I will be investing with caution because one whale owns about 30% of the entire circulating supply of Dogecoin. So that is a shit ton of influence. And in addition to this, just under 100 Dogecoin wallets account for 65% of the total Doge supply. It's interesting to note that while Bitcoin whales are publicly known, the whales owning Dogecoin are shrouded in mystery, their identity hidden from the community. My guess is that Elon, Mark Cuban, and Vitalik are likely the top holders. So, so here's an article right here that talks about the one mysterious whale is the world's largest Dogecoin holder with 36.7 billion coins worth of worth over $15 billion. So, that's a lot of manipulative power there. So, I'm going to move over to this chart too, which I thought was pretty interesting. So, as we can see from this bit info chart, this is a control pyramid with almost the entire supply held in the hands of a very few. I just think that there's just too many, there's just a handful of whales that just own this entire project. So, just be very careful if you're investing in Doge. I know there's a lot of hype about it. We got big personalities talking about it. I just think investors need to be careful because if we look here, 28% is held by this wallet, 18.49% is held by this wallet, another 18% here, another 15%. So, we're talking just a handful of folks owning a big portion of that supply. So it looks like Ethereum is expected to achieve scalability through Ethereum 2.0, but the popularity of the network means there is already a great need for layer 2 scaling solutions. Layer 2 rollups such as Optimism and Arbitrum are also hoping to help the Ethereum network achieve scalability by deploying smart contracts on layer 2 applications based on the Ethereum virtual machine, or EVM. It will help to consume low gas fees and have a much higher throughput. These solutions process transactions off-chain and publish transactional data on Ethereum. As a result, they can help developers create more scalable dApps for use cases like DeFi and NFTs. So in this article, they talk about the Boba network, which offers a web scale infrastructure called an optimistic rollup solution for scaling Ethereum. And Enya worked on the project in partnership with OMG Network. The project was previously called OMGX, and Boba Network will offer a solution to help make DeFi and NFTs cheaper. It combines optimistic rollups with OMG network scaling capabilities for Ethereum dApps to reduce gas fees and enhance transaction throughput. Liquidity providers on the Boba network will also benefit from fast transfer times between layer 1 and layer 2. For security and decentralization, the team has confirmed that there will be no multi-sig wallet for bridge assets. The team is yet to share in-depth details on the technical architecture. The project's governance will be overseen by a decentralized autonomous organization, or DAO, which will suggest and vote on improvements to the network. So that is the new Ethereum solution. So I don't know if Ethereum is moving away from Polygon or what's going on, but it just seems like they've got an awful lot of layer 2 solutions coming on board. But I can see why. The transaction fees are just painful. I mean, you can't even move a few $100s worth of Ethereum or any ERC20 token without paying more than what you're trying to send, put it that way. So today, I wanted to cover Nervos again. And the reason why I cover this project so much is because I believe that they have the potential to disrupt a common theme across the crypto industry. This theme is defined by the isolation of one ecosystem from another. And what I mean by this is that if you are using dApps on the Ethereum network and want to access a lending solution on Solana, guess what? You have to either use a third-party cross-chain bridge, such as Poly network that was just hacked for $600 million last week, or you have to use a centralized exchange to convert your tokens to the chain you want to move to. Well, Nervos aims to solve this using multi-chain solutions, and Nervos was designed with a unique layered architecture that enables it to act as an intermediary chain for trustless multi-chain interoperability. By design, the Nervos Layer 1, the Common Knowledge Base, or CKB, serves as the foundation and is tasked with security for the network, which frees up Layer 2 to focus on scalability and interoperability with other networks. Right now, Nervos is building an ecosystem of Layer 2 solutions that target the needs of specific use cases, such as interoperability, scaling, finality, compliance, and developer productivity. With the launch of their first Layer 2 solutions, as well as the Forcebridge, which operates at Layer 1, they are opening up opportunities for developers and teams to begin experimenting with, building, and scaling dApps across not only the Nervos blockchain, but also other Layer 1 chains like Ethereum. So very exciting stuff for the Nervos team. These universal applications are basically apps that transcend individual blockchains to work seamlessly across every blockchain in the ecosystem. So let me say that again. So these universal applications that Nervos is developing are dApps that transcend individual blockchains to work seamlessly across every blockchain in the entire crypto ecosystem. In my last video titled Nervos, a Sleeping Giant, I introduced my viewers to these multi-chain solutions. So today we are going to dig a little bit deeper into the technology and try to estimate how these solutions, once they are launched, might impact the Nervos price in the future. So I will cover 3 multi-chain solutions which are already in beta testing and have developers creating dApps that will launch on the Nervos network in the very near future. So one important question is, how will these multi-chain solutions change our everyday lives? Well, for one, the Nervos network will make it extremely easy for investors and any person seeking to access dApps in the crypto industry to navigate multiple ecosystems at the same time. The implications of this are huge. Consider taking a loan from the Alchemy ecosystem on the Ethereum network and spending those coins on the Cardano network to purchase NFTs. The simplicity of use for the investor is one consideration, but also the network effect that will take place when every blockchain becomes as accessible as websites are on the internet. The network effect of this will be huge. In the early days of the internet, as many of you guys might remember, websites were very localized, and in order to go from one website to another, it was a very complicated process of typing in long, arduous URL codes. Google came along and other search engines and made it possible to simply move from one website to another, oftentimes using multiple sites in conjunction with one another. And what I mean is, for example, you want to send money to your brother in Greece. Well, instead of transferring your money from your bank to the Western Union Trust account, new innovations in early internet development made it possible to link your bank account right with these sites for automated or ACH withdrawals. Now, with the click of one button, your account is forever linked with Western Union, making life much, much easier for all of us. And it also helps Western Union grow exponentially and opening the door for millions of other businesses who help to facilitate links between websites. So this is what Nervos is setting out to do for the blockchain ecosystem. And there are 3 layer 2 solutions that we are going to talk about today, and that is Godwoken and Polyjuice and Forcebridge. So as we can see here, we are Forcebridge has already been launched, and we are on the verge of seeing Godwoken and Polyjuice coming out very, very soon in their roadmap. So let's just jump in really quick. I won't take too long. I'm not going to get into a lot of the technicals. So if you are a developer or a techie, I'm not going to be jumping too deep into this stuff, but I did want to talk a little bit about it just so that fans or investors in Nervos can better understand what they're putting their money into, because that's what smart investors do, right? So Godwoken is a framework to build rollups, and I just talked about the boba layer 2 solution for Ethereum, and Godwoken is something similar to that. So it is a framework to build rollups, which are scaling solutions that perform transactions outside of a layer 1 blockchain, such as Ethereum or Nervos, and trustlessly verify their executions on the base layer protocols. So among all of Nervos's existing solutions, the rollup stands out as the most promising innovation. And we have covered ZK rollups in my previous video on the Cartesi project as well. So please check that out. And due to CKB's unique design, the rollup plays an even bigger role than just putting transaction speeds on steroids. Following a year's worth of research, design, and implementation, Nervos has now released the initial public version of Godwoken, their permissionless rollup framework. So Godwoken works basically by having a set of aggregator nodes collect specially designed layer 2 transactions. It then will pack them into a single CKB transaction. So it's sort of like a zip folder that you might create when you're trying to send a video. In essence, they roll up the data into a smaller and easier to move packet of information. This saves on energy and hence transaction fees. This roll up is then submitted to the Nervos Network's layer 1, the CKB, for acceptance. In this sense, Godwoken truly works in a layer 2 fashion, even though it's integrated into the Nervos's layer 2s and layer 1 CKB is fully integrated. This is not a layer 2 solution like we were just discussing with Ethereum. These two are integrated in the Nervos network. So rather than the normal layer 1 transaction process that takes place on Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Nervos' layer 1 blockchain, a specially designed layer 2 transaction format is used and submitted by the Godwoken nodes, which can also be viewed as layer 2 blocks, basically. And despite being a layer 2 solution, one important design rationale behind Godwoken is that Nervos is building a permissionless layer 2 solution. And layer 2 transactions incentivize aggregator nodes with transaction fees, much like what the layer 1 blockchain provides. For folks who are staking or mining. Multiple individual Godwoken deployments are possible on Nervos CKB. Each deployment is free to make their own choices. If one deployment does not satisfy you, you are free to switch to a different one or even start your own node. The core of the Godwoken is designed to allow everyone to submit a block to the layer 2 blockchain, making it scale like a real permissionless layer 1 blockchain. So if you are interested in learning more about the internal processes of Godwoken, Nervos is going to publish an article very soon, I believe next week, titled Life of a Godwoken Transaction, where they will cover more details of Godwoken's design and implementation. And remember, this is just the first version of Godwoken, which is limited in some respects. Nervos does plan to implement a true proof of stake based mechanism for block issuance coordination and a ZK rollup based setup. So, in the meantime, an optimistic rollup based design will be used in which a proof of authority mechanism controls layer 2 block issuance. So it's very similar to a VeChain setup where it is a proof of authority mechanism. Lately, we have been surprised and happy to find out that rollups is also quickly gaining popularity in the blockchain world. And, we are just constantly humbled to be standing upon the shoulders of giants and are inspired to deliver more diligent work here, hoping to innovate on others as well. And that's from the Nervos team. That's what they had to say about it. So having a roll-up framework, however, only solves half of the problem. And a solution that can only send native tokens transfers won't be very helpful. In a competitive and ever-growing blockchain space, a smart contract solution is often needed to unlock more potential. So in order to address this other half of the problem, the smart contract problem, the Nervos team built Polyjuice, which will harmoniously accompany Godwoken. So let me just see here. Polyjuice is an Ethereum. It's basically an Ethereum on CKB solution. So, which means one should be able to port their existing dApps running on Ethereum right to CKB with minimal effort. One design goal of Polyjuice is being 100% or even 120% compatible with EVM. Which basically means that any Solidity-based smart contract running on Ethereum today should be able to run on Polyjuice. That's right. Solidity is the programming language used in the Ethereum ecosystem, and that any Solidity-based smart contract running on Ethereum will be able to run on Polyjuice. So full interoperability. So Polyjuice will have the ability to create additional features that are not implemented on Ethereum today. If there is an EIP you desperately need, Polyjuice can implement it to aid your dApps. So Polyjuice will be able to enhance the functionality and performance of Ethereum-based dApps running on the Nervos network. Lastly, integrations with the PW wallet will also be built so a seamless experience can be expected from the end user side. These two layer 2 solutions, both Godwoken and Polyjuice, will complement each other. Polyjuice provides a way to inject custom logic into Godwoken's rollup solution, and Godwoken beefs up Polyjuice's capabilities on shared state, while also providing higher transaction speed potential. So so some big stuff happening on the Nervos network with two huge layer 2 solutions. And the real magic is that Polyjuice will allow developers to use JavaScript, a widely globally utilized programming language, which will invite developers from many different industries to build on the Nervos network. So I do believe that we are going to see major developments coming on the Nervos network, such as this Yokai is on another dApp ready to launch on the Nervos network, and which is in beta testing right now. And so lastly, I did want to talk about the I do want to talk a little bit about the Forcebridge, which Forcebridge. So Forcebridge is basically a cross chain bridge that connects Nervos to other chains, making it easier for developers from other ecosystems to expand their dApps and increase their user base on the Nervos ecosystem. This feature is huge for crypto. If you haven't noticed, the crypto industry is plagued by division and competition. Ecosystems compete to build similar dApps that are trying to outdo each other. Nervos will change all of that. The Nervos network via Forcebridge will allow developers to release dApps to multiple chains, and even better, allow investors, gamers, and users to access dApps from any blockchain from the Nervos network's native wallet, the Neuron wallet. So Forcebridge is a bridge that connects the CKB with other blockchain systems, meaning it is a cross-chain protocol. For example, Forcebridge ETH is the Ethereum component where messages that consist of transactions, events, and states on Ethereum can be transferred directly to CKB. In reverse, messages about transactions on CKB are transferred directly to Ethereum. In other words, dApps on two sides can interoperate with each other based on the Forcebridge ETH design. So cross-chain refers to the credible communication between two blockchains. So generally, cross-chain protocols need to solve two problems. One is the credibility of the cross-chain messages, that is, the authenticity of the message, that the authenticity of the message can be verified. The second thing is that the comprehensibility of cross-chain messages, that is, messages can be decoded by the other chain. So Forcebridge will support the movement or transfer of assets natively, allowing for easy on-chain token creation using on-chain contracts and off-chain components. The version 2.0 of Forcebridge will be a fully decentralized permissionless bridge between CKB and Ethereum. Forcebridge is secure as long as the majority or one half of Ethereum mining power and majority or one half of CKB mining power is honest. There are no additional security requirements. The whole cross-chain process can be performed by anyone. Forcebridge will support ETH and all ERC20 tokens natively. In most other solutions that attempt to accomplish this, you would have to deploy a new asset on the target chain, such as an X token, for instance. Register the address on Ethereum and specify the relationship between them before you can move your asset. In Forcebridge, you can move your asset right after you deploy the ERC20 contract. So Forcebridge will create a mirror token automatically. Move your asset to a user or to a dApp is the same thing for Forcebridge. Users can place a buy order with ETH to buy CKB in a single step instead of locking the asset on ETH and then placing the order on CKB. Goodbye exchanges. No more need for DEXs. Swap tokens natively and use them instantly on any blockchain. This is revolutionary. This will disrupt the entire industry. User experience is magnified and all ecosystems gain broader interoperability. Right now, for a typical cross-chain process, users have to maintain at least one account on each chain with an associated wallet. In Forcebridge, users can reuse existing tools and participate in the CKB ecosystem without learning any new concepts. You can use an Ethereum wallet, such as MetaMask, to do the cross-chain, manage your assets, and interact with DeFi on CKB. In the future, the Nervos team will support connecting to other blockchain systems. Users from different chains may use their own wallet to trade in the same liquid pool on CKB. So the Nervos Network, is just revolutionizing the crypto industry, and I believe that the crypto market is going to be changed forever by the projects that the Nervos Network is releasing. And they've got universal apps, flexible code. And one of the reasons why so many experts believe that Nervos is a good investment is the fact that the Nervos network has extreme growth potential. Any type of solution utilizing blockchain technology and smart contracts that can be imported into the Nervos ecosystem through a virtual machine, allowing blockchain developers an incredibly easy way to put their dApps on Nervos, it is over. It is game over. And thanks to the power of universal apps, the Nervos network is able to provide the users with the ability to easily and securely launch any type of decentralized application directly from the level of the user's crypto wallet, instead of manually navigating between a large number of separate dApps. You can simply collect all of them in your wallet. So, seamless interoperability. So what will this do to the CKB price? Well, so right now we are currently at 1.4 cents, almost 1.5 cents. So, I do believe that if, and this is the daily chart, and I'm going to go to the weekly chart right now, that, we will probably see, we will, even without the release of these new solutions, these multi-chain solutions, I do believe we are going to test our previous highs, which are around 200%. They're about 200% away. So if we can imagine that even if we reached our all-time high, which is 195% away, we would probably, at least with if these solutions begin to be utilized even by just the Cardano, Ethereum, even if it was 5% of the Ethereum, Cardano, and Nervos networks. And Nervos does have plans to integrate, become highly interoperable with more chains than just those three. I'm just using them as an example, but if it was even 5% of each of those chains, just think about the percentage of growth that we would experience. So my prediction for early 2022, February of 2022, when these projects are actually live, is going to be 7 cents. So I'm going to lock it in, and we are going to revisit this again as we go along.